Hi everybody and welcome back to digital art video tutorial number 4. In this tutorial we're going to be showing you how to create a radial design, and we're going to set up our document a little bit different than we have before. This time we're going to go to File, New, and set our document up to create a perfect square, which is 10 by 10. We're going to keep it at 225 pixels per inch. Just a reminder, make sure this says inches, and not pixels, and click OK. And right here we have our square. So what we're going to do is, again, taking your time, create a radial design. I'm going to show you a very quick method, and we're also going to be using our layers this time a little bit more than we normally would. I want you to double click on your layer and name it background. That way you know it's your farthest background layer. I'm going to grab the circle. If you want to make a perfect circle, hold down the shift key as you grab out or drag out, and it'll make a perfect circle. Remember, in order to grab that circle, you have to go up to your move tool here and make sure your circle has those lines on there before you can grab it and move it around. Now I'm going to go ahead and make 7 copies of this circle. So I'm going to go Command C to copy. I'm holding down Command with my finger, and I'm going to paste it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm just going to start rearranging these shapes that I have already copied. Until I get an interesting effect here. I can also go in here and kind of shift those around. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got one more. And let's move that one maybe up here. So I've already started with this, again, radial design. Okay, we're considering this as a, I want you to think of a mandala design in Indian culture, or even a sort of mosaic window you would see in a cathedral. That's a radial design. As long as the eye of the viewer is moving in a radial motion, then that is a successful radial design. Now, because we're going with radial symmetry, we want it to be pretty close on both sides. So I want to go ahead and have this be my first layer. I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer right down here. This one I'm going to name circles. And I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to click, drag, and drop it below the circle layer. And I'm going to name this one, let's see, squares. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm on my square layer, and I'm going to drag out my square. Oh, it actually made a new shape layer, so let's delete the square layer. I didn't realize it was going to make a new one, and let's name this square. There we go. Now, again, symmetry. So what I do on one side, I want to do on the other side. Command CV to copy and paste. Click back on my square. I'm going to drag that over here. Command CV again, copy and paste. Maybe I'll move a design up here. Command CV again, copy and paste. Maybe I'll move another square down here. Command CV, copy and paste. So again, this is very similar to a symmetrical design, except you're going for radial this time. So again, it's got to have the movement of a circle. Now, it might be cool if I add a circle in the very background of this. So let me go back to my let's see if it creates a new layer. Right now we have our circle layer here. We have our square layer here. Maybe I want to create a huge circle. I'm going to shift click. Okay, perfect. It created a new layer, which is what I want. And I'm going to grab my little marquee tool, and I'm going to make that in the background. Let's make it bigger so that it really pulls the viewer's eye around in a circle as they're creating this. Let me click off of it and back on. If you're using another form of software, if you're one of my e-learners, any form of software should have a layers palette down here. I just want to make sure your layers palette is organized. I'm going to put rear circle. The importance of having your layers is so that if you want to change something, you know what layer to go back to. Instead of trying to figure out where that circle is, you know it's going to be on the circle layer, or the rear circle is going to be on the rear circle layer. Now I can go in here with different colors. Let's go ahead and change my background color maybe to like a dark blue. I'm going to use my paint bucket tool and dump that into the background color. And then I can start to build these colors up. This is where being inventive and creative is going to come into play. If I don't want an outline stroke, I can shut that off and I can change my fill color to something else, maybe a green. And I can keep playing around with these, changing the colors, adding vibrance as I move forward. Okay, there is a lot you can do with this sort of radial design. Just make sure it's in a circular motion and that it is basically symmetrical on both sides. It does not have to be absolutely perfect. Another tip and trick, if I want to move one of these circles to a different location, remember your arrangement. So if I go to my circles option or circles layer, click on the front circle here that I can move around. Maybe I want to shift it behind this next circle. Go up to your shapes, arrange, and send backwards. And again, then you can start overlapping these in different locations and figuring out what works best for you. Okay. Thanks for watching. Again, if you are using a different software platform, as long as you have organized layer palettes and you know how to create a radial design using only shapes right now, that's all we're using is shapes, then you'll be successful for this project. Thank you for watching.